After all of the big releases in February, you'd think March couldn't possibly top it. However, the month features its own wealth of titles, from smaller indie games, some of which have been awaited for years, to big-budget exclusives. Let's take a look at the biggest games launching in March of 2022. Elex 2. Jax is back. From where, you may ask, but that's not important because there's a new threat in Magalan. As a result, Jax must unite the different factions, from the Outlaws and the Morcons to the Berserkers and Albs. That means a huge expansive world to explore, made easy thanks to the jetpack, numerous foes including wild creatures, and a wide range of combat abilities to master. If Gothic and Risen are your thing, then Piranha Bytes Elex 2 will be worth checking out when it launches on March 1st for Xbox One, PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Gran Turismo 7. For all of the acclaim that Gran Turismo Sport rightfully garnered, there's just something special about a new mainline Gran Turismo game. Gran Turismo 7 looks to be the series' best yet, with over 400 cars and more than 90 tracks to race on. Extensive customization with thousands of parts. New features like GT Cafe and Museum that emphasize the history and allure of different brands. New modes like Music Replay and much more await in gorgeous 4K at 60 frames per second. Gran Turismo 7 is out on March 4th for PS4 and PS5. WWE 2K22. After the embarrassing release of WWE 2K20, Visual Concepts WWE 2K22 offers a much more refined gameplay experience. In terms of features, there's a new 2K showcase focusing on Rey Mysterio's illustrious career, the return of My GM and Universe mode for booking your own shows, and the new My Faction where you construct a stable and dominate. Of course, the visuals have also been polished extensively so you won't mistake superstars like Becky Lynch or Edge for someone else. Could it redeem the franchise? We'll find out when it releases on March 11th for Xbox X and S, PS4, PS5, PC, and Xbox One. Grand Theft Auto 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PS5. For all the exasperation over Grand Theft Auto 5 being re-released yet again, there are more than a few reasons to be hyped. Along with ray tracing, 4K, 60 FPS support, improved textures and draw distances, and so on, GTA Online is getting some new features to coincide with its standalone release. These include a career builder for selecting a business from the start, 5 new vehicles and 5 existing ones that can be upgraded, and even an option for existing players to start afresh. It's out on March 15th for Xbox Series X and S and PS5. Ghostwire Tokyo. Though it contains some traces of the horror titles that Tango Gameworks is so well known for, Ghostwire Tokyo is more of a supernatural thriller, action-adventure. It follows Akito, who becomes possessed by KK, a spirit detective, and uses powers to fight off evil spirits called the Visitors. The duo investigate Tokyo where almost the entire population has vanished. Under mysterious circumstances, along with using ethereal weaving to fight, you'll venture to dimension-warping environments, help untethered spirits, and much more while investigating a strange group of Hania masks. Releasing on March 25th for PS5 and PC, Ghostwire Tokyo is a timed PS5 exclusive for 1 year. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Instead of the chaotic interplanetary vault hunting of Borderlands, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands opts for, well, chaotic fantasy loot hunting. As the fate maker in the tabletop game Bunkers and Badasses, players attempt to save the kingdom from the Dragon Lord, battle skeletons, shrooms, and other horrors while choosing from one of 6 classes. Multi-class with different skills and abilities, equip melee weapons and spells, and much more along with the classic FPS gameplay. If Borderlands 3 didn't scratch that looter-shooter itch, then perhaps Tiny Tina's Wonderlands will fare better when it launches on March 25th for Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PS4, 5, and PC. Weird West. An immersive sim set in the supernatural Wild West, with 5 different characters and where actions have gruesome consequences. Throw in the Dishonored and Prey pedigree and Wolfeye Studios' Weird West has our attention. Take control of a bounty hunter and werewolf, among other unlikely individuals, either relying on stealth or brute force to progress through fights. Be honorable or kill indiscriminately and see what happens. It's up to you. Weird West launches on March 31st for Xbox One, PS4, and PC. Tunic. After years in development and numerous delays, Andrew Schuldice's Tunic finally has a release date. Inspired by old-school Zelda titles, it sees players controlling a fox who explores a mysterious land. Along with discovering weapons to defend themselves, they'll also venture into ruins and catacombs, while taking on bosses. Relics, puzzles, and much more await, along with secrets for those brave enough to explore. Tunic is out on March 16th for Xbox One, PC, and Xbox Series X and S, with the console version being a timed exclusive for Xbox. Beholder 3. As the latest title in the acclaimed Beholder series, Beholder 3 sees you controlling Frank Schwartz, who masquerades as a landlord and spies on his tenants for the authoritarian government. When not using surveillance cameras, the player must maintain their disguise, but choose a faction to ally with behind the scenes to return to glory. Beholder 3 arrives on March 3rd for PC. Little Orpheus. Though the Chinese room is better known for titles like Dear Esther, Little Orpheus is a significantly different endeavor. It sees Soviet cosmonaut Ivan Ivanovich venturing to the center of the Earth and discovering prehistoric civilizations and other wonders. Sporting bright Technicolor visuals, this 2.5D side-scrolling platformer originally released for Apple Arcade in June 2020. It's coming to PS4, PS5, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and PC on March 1st, with improved visuals, high-resolution textures, and new moves, along with a bonus episode. That's all for now. If you enjoy what you saw, please hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, now is a great time to subscribe. We upload brand new videos every single day. After subscribing, don't forget to enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you next time, right here on Gaming Bolt.